Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for the crude oil inventory session, Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. This type of trading carries substantial risk and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. All right, we're done with that. Crude not particularly active. It's on a little bit of a downtrend of late since right around 10 o'clock. Kind of drifting down and then a solid down move at 10. But only about $1 of trading range in crude this morning. So not a particularly active day. We have Spotlight, 8 tick, and there is our report. So there is my initial there's a new trade now. That's reaction. I'll take that as possible reaction range. Looks like definitely continuing the downward trend, but not without some back and forth. Another 30 seconds to our trading time at 2 minutes after the report, 10:32. And the short trade does trigger in. That's currently still a get in sync possibility. And no longer a get in sync, but we are in our trade session. And a quick pop. There's our first trade of the session. Target 1, target 2, and our stop. Stop and reverse at 84, at 879. Yeah, that was a short trade. And we just stopped and reversed to long on the counterpunch 377, 82.98. That actually would key level to 83.01, so we're not in that yet. So that's going to take money management to 311 and make our target 3. Unleaded with some back and forth. Goes short, stops and reverses to long. At 96. All right, stop and reverse short canceled. That's where our money management is, and our long entry was we are still long, and we still have the full risk on because our money management is up here at 83.11. So we have a stop and reverse again at 92. Unleaded. Start going short, stop and reverse to long, stop and reverse back to short, and there's money management. And a lackluster show, and then popping down on the short trade. That was also a stop and reverse, so that will be at 24.99. No, I'm sorry, 24.58. 24.54. That one has almost gotten us to target 2. Our long trade is in trouble. Crude, Spotlight Crude still in the long trade, back at the entry again. Let's see. $377 got short and just stopped out, goes back to long. Difficult morning on the 377 and on unleaded. We did just, we just missed target 2 on unleaded, getting a partial and now back into a long trade. Target 1 on the Spotlight trade. That's going to be a one and done. Stop 2 moves to 07. Target 2 at 38. Looks like it's going to move to 09 at the close of this bar. And we did get a target 2 and a 10 tick, or 11 tick trailer, looks like, on the 377 tick counterpunch. Still negative there. Small loss on the stop and verse from long to short, and full loss on the short, and then a target 2 win on the long. Now we have a spike to the entry at 19. I'd take it down to 17, get under the 200. Make it a 2 tick adjustment, so that's going to bring us down to 07 for the money management. And we got up to trailing at 83.18 and just hit target 2. So Spotlight working its way around, but getting us one and done. And 377, 83.31 going long again. So the short did not trigger in with the adjustment. We pick up a 10 tick target, and we've got a trailing stop at 32. Spotlight is done. You are most welcome, Pamela. Thank you. $83.38 for the 39 for the 377 tick counterpunch stop. Unleaded now starting to make a push. 44 for the 377 stop. Spotlight crude chart trailing at 33 now. If you're using a trailer, basic trade plan we're using in the room is 2 fixed targets. If you were watching earlier, the pound Aussie trade finally did stop out at 91.89. Good morning, Mark. You missed Spotlight getting its taken care of, and I believe that there's a good chance that will get the 377 tick positive. They do still need unleaded to pick up. It actually got to positive this morning. Let's see, I need to and unleaded taking some heat down at the session low. Good for our gas tank, good for our wallet, but that when we go to fill up the car, but that's not good for our wallet on our trading today. A full loss on unleaded. And 377 tick gets into a short if you needed that. If you weren't already positive. 11 tick target 1. Stop and reverse at 43. That's not what I wanted. 43. Okay, triggering unadjusted but not adjusted. And there's the adjusted trigger. So there, target 2 is up here. That was a rather eventful And a full stop on the 377 tick takes a full stop. Now we have a short setup at 83.19. And we have a short setup on unleaded as well at 59, it looks like. That's a fairly small, oh, that's a new short at 18. It's a small trade, unfortunately. It replaces the larger second chance with a green trade, small green trade. And the green trade definitely is in on the 377 tick counterpunch. That yellow counter is the countdown for the ticks. It's a 377 tick. A lot of trades going through right now. Note that counter is moving pretty rapidly, but not a lot of price change. A lot of trades at the particular price level it's at. And unleaded with money management. Alright, 12 tick win on the 377 tick counterpunch and stopping out on the trailer. Break even on the short, going to long on unleaded. I think we're actually over our trade number limit. We'll see. That's the 377 tick counterpunch. It's a tick chart on counterpunch. Just the bars are based on 377 trades. So it's not a range bar, but it's an order flow, essentially order flow. We'll follow this trade on unleaded, and then we'll call it a morning. Did you learn anything this morning, Diana? I certainly wouldn't try to trade 6 charts at once. But that's just for the training purposes. That gives us a little bit wider view of the market. You learned confusion this morning? Now, I personally have typically trade 3 different trade plans in the morning, but they're staggered a half an hour each. I have pound Aussie trade plan that starts at 8:30 Eastern, the crude trade plan that starts at 9 o'clock Eastern, and then I try to trade the YM starting at 8:30 Central, which is 9:30 Eastern. It's the standard CL trade plan that should be on the Spotlight Master Suite owner site. That's pretty much, that's about as, the Spotlight trade plan is about as, for crude, is about as default as you can get. 10 tick minimum move, targets 1 and 2, 8 tick, all right, 8 cent momentum bar. And pretty much default settings. Start saying, unless it's, Diana, I will make this suggestion, unless it's a trade plan, something that you've been testing already, I wouldn't try to duplicate it for the room. I just follow along on the charts that I'm running, because if you try to start sim trading that while you're working on other trade plans, it's liable to create bad habits, and you really don't want to do that. But somebody new to trading, 1 chart at a time. Don't try to Okay, yeah, that's just follow along. Don't try to trade along with it. All right, well, unleaded is just kind of going sideways now. Basically, the Spotlight Master Suite is real similar to Counterpunch. The difference is how the trades are set up. You have to, for Spotlight Master Suite, we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4 trade setups. No, stay off the keyboard. And my cat decided it's time to pay attention to him, so he's up in my lap. I can figure out what I'm moving around with my hand. And let's make this a stop and reverse exit at and that'll be the exit. That's going to be at 54, and we definitely did get there. So that would end the session on unleaded. Not a successful session. 377 tick is close to break even, I think. But Spotlight was one and done. All we had was this long trade triggered in here. Oops, that was I'm sorry, yeah, this long trade here. 30 seconds after our start time, it triggered in. Okay, took some heat on it. Had a stop and reverse at 79 that never triggered. And finally went on a tear going through targets 1 and 2, actually up through target 3, trailing all the way up to 83.39. So it ticked beyond target 2 for a one and done session using Spotlight. I managed to trade that right alongside y'all. So, back again tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. So we will see everybody then. Have a good afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, Diana, we'll see you on Tuesday then. And I'll be reminding folks next week that a week from Sunday, or first Sunday in November, we'll be changing to daylight savings time here in the U.S., or changing back to standard time here in the U.S. So everyone have a good one. We will see you tomorrow.